Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
You have no beginning and no ending. You are beginningless and endless. Your supreme truth, your eternal truth, remains unknown to you, though you are already the supreme. You are ever present here, and your presence is throughout. Still, you are yet to know the secret about yourself. Nothing has never happened to you. Still, you remain unaware of this secret about your supreme reality. You are already total, complete, and perfect. This also you are yet to know, because you do not know what your conscious presence is just now. You are more than consciousness. You are prior to the world. You are prior to manifestations. You are prior to all appearances and disappearances. You are prior to space. You are prior to duality. You are already the non-dual supreme. To know your non-dual supreme, this duality is needed. Only in this duality you come to know your presence as I amness, consciousness. But for this duality, your presence cannot be known. In deep sleep, you do not know that you exist. Your presence is known only when you wake up. Exactly here, at the non-dual state, your presence cannot be known, though you are ever present. So to know your presence, to know what you are, this duality is needed. Understand deeply, this duality is needed, and this duality is here only to know your exact reality, to know your supreme, non-dual, beyond divisions, beyond manifestations, the ultimate secret about yourself. But in your conscious presence and in this duality, you never know that you are consciousness. Neither you know that this duality is not real and it is only a play. Because you are yet to know your non-dual observer reality, you are continuously trapped by this duality show. You are formless prior to form. Just now, in your conscious presence only, every form is observed, including your form. Every form appears, including your form. Your consciousness is the beginning of the duality, but unknowingly, your consciousness, which knows its presence as I amness, identifies and accepts itself as a tiny form with fixed labels and fixed concepts and confine itself within limitations, not knowing its unlimited boundaries beyond limitations. You are infinite. Just now, at the infinity of your consciousness only, the finite level show goes on. Every form is finite only. Just it moves and disappears, appears and moves and disappears. Can truth appear, move and disappear? That means there are trillions and trillions of the truth here, zillions and zillions of truth here. Truth cannot appear, truth cannot move, truth cannot disappear, truth cannot be born and neither can it die. This secret also you do not know. You know there is something called truth, but you do not know anything about the truth. You are already that. How do you forget yourself? Why do you forget yourself? Once the duality happens, you are simply trapped by each and every frame of the show, and you never know that you are only the observer just now. To know the supreme truth, you need not go anywhere. You need not move anywhere. You need not spend any time. You need not spend any money. Just simply observe. Right now you are the non-dual observer, observing all the show that is happening spontaneously here. I specifically mentioned this word spontaneously because here there are no persons to plan and execute all these dramas, all these dreams, all the movies, all the show. Every show begins in your consciousness, happens in your consciousness, and disappears in your consciousness. There's nothing here other than your consciousness. Your I amness is the beginning of the entire episode or entire show. In your I amness, in your consciousness only, everything is happening just now. There's nothing here apart from your consciousness. This you need to remind yourself, otherwise you are continuously trapped by the perceived show, taking every part of the frame to be real. Then how will you know your reality? When you accept something which is not real as real, how will you know your original reality beyond duality? Is it possible? You are already the truth. Only thing is you are yet to explore it. But you can explore it only by going inwardly, not by moving here and there and wasting time unnecessarily outside. You contain the truth just now. Just now you are non-dual only observer. Unless you observe, how can you describe? You do not know that you observe. Because you never observe, you only see things with more identifications. You see an object and identify and give so many history about the object. You are not taught to observe without words, without comments, without description. Because truth is indescribable, beyond description, beyond words. And you are that. How do you fall a trap at the duality object level show? Because you are yet to know your supreme reality beyond duality. You are eternal. Birth and death cannot affect you. You are beyond all such things. This also you never know because you never observe. The more and more you observe, you are relieving yourself from the perceived show. You are free from the perceived show. Right from waking state till sleep happens, you only observe. In your observation only, everything is appearing, moving and disappearing, everything is happening, everything is functioning. But for your consciousness, there's nothing called world, there's nothing called cosmos, there's no thing here other than your conscious presence. In your conscious presence only everything is happening. You don't know about your immense value or potential. Because you take everything perceived to be more real. Because you do not know who is the perceiver. Who can observe other than you? Whatever you describe about, or comment about, or discuss about, who is observing other than you? Whatever you say, this and that, and every this and that comes under only in your consciousness. If you are not conscious, there's nobody here. Because you consider yourself to be a form, you fail to know what you are. That's why you are made to close your eyes now. You are infinite, beyond boundaries, beyond limitation and beyond words and beyond movement, beyond space, beyond object. Just now, with your eyes closed, you know the stillness within. It may look very simple, but it contains everything. It contains the seed of the entire manifestation within. The stillness just indicates the light within, which is consciousness. You never abide in stillness. You never care about the stillness. You never settle in stillness. Then how will you know about your eternal, unexplainable, indescribable, supreme reality? You are always worried about the duality show. What will happen, what should happen, what should not have happened. And I say nothing is happening here. At the non-dual level, why don't you observe silently and relieve yourself from the perceived show and know that there's nothing called birth and death. You are the constant observer beyond duality, beyond words, beyond description, just now. Why I am expounding this to you? Because I know what you are, but you are yet to know. If I allow you to talk, you will talk only about the story. Millions of stories, but you never know their stories. Why you describe? Because you take them to be real. Why? Because you are yet to know what you are. And how will you know? By roaming outside? When are you going to dive deeply within yourself and find out that nothing has never happened to you and you are already complete, perfect, whole? You are beyond the show. You are prior to the show. The waking show cannot affect you once you observe silently. But you are affected by each and every frame, each and every nanosecond you are affected. To that extent, you are identifying the show to be real because you are yet to know the absolute reality within you. When are you going to know? How long you are going to accept this duality show to be real and remain struggled, tensed, frustrated, depressed, and whatnot? And nothing has happened to you. Exactly like a dream. The dream, you appear to be somewhere doing something, some happenings are going on. Actually, you are lying down in the bed. Nothing has happened to you. But inside the dream, so many things are happening. And you accept the dream to be absolutely real only. You know that you are only the observer of the dream that happened only upon waking up from the dream, from the perceived show. If you are not waking up and the dream continues, then you will accept everything, the entire part of the dream to be real, real, real only. Is it not? Exactly here, in this waking state, you are yet to wake up. Here also all appearances, all movements going on spontaneously in your consciousness. And you accept every frame of the waking state to be real, real, real. Because you are yet to wake up from that duality show within space. How will you wake up? How can you wake up? By accepting yourself to be a tiny form. You are formless, beyond form, prior to form. You are the source of all forms, but for your consciousness, no forms can happen here. To know your formless supreme reality only, now you are made to close your eyes. Forms are not you. You are only using the form. Form is only for utility. Only through the form you come to know your presence as I am. So this form is essential. You cannot neglect it. You cannot ignore it. But it is not you. Because you do not know what you are, you accept this as real. So since you accept the form identity as real, you accept all form level show, the entire form level show to be real. Then your supreme secret remains unexplored. The form drops, but you never know that only the form is dropped and you are ever present here and you are the supreme reality. You are eternal. You never know. Because you are not interested about yourself, about your ultimate reality, ultimate absolute truth. What to be said? Nothing to be said. It's better to remain in silence. But still, these words are needed to wake up your consciousness, which is trapped unknowingly. Only to wake up your consciousness, these talks are expounded. This coming straight from the source. out of compassion. Had you respected yourself, had you valued yourself, you will receive these teachings sincerely, because only these teachings will kindle the fire in you. Only these teachings will wake up the consciousness within you and help you to explore what your truth is not something which cannot be known. Truth is so simple. It is ever here and you are already in it. Why not you wake up and know? Exactly like you are lying down in a bed and continuously deceived by the perceived show. Here also you are continuously deceived by the perceived show because you are yet to wake up and know that you are the absolute. You are the wholeness. How to know? You cannot know through form level identity unless you are conscious of yourself. Waking is not possible. To be conscious of yourself, you need not go anywhere. You are already conscious only. In your consciousness only, everything is happening. First, your conscious presence is known without words. Now you know that you exist without words. Be with it. Stay beyond words. Then you can receive all these teachings expounded here. I know your consciousness is in search of itself. That's why your consciousness is receiving this knowledge so silently. It is very simple and more easy to explore your ultimate reality because you are already that. You need not make any effort to know what you are. Effortlessly, you are already that. You do not know that efforts are not you and movements are not you. Just now, you know the stillness within. The stillness is not moving. Truth also cannot move. That which moves changes always. That which changes always disappear also. So you are neither that move nor that changes nor that which disappears. You are beyond movement, beyond appearance and beyond disappearance. Just now, I am not telling any story here. I am waking up your consciousness. Here there's nobody other than your conscious presence. No persons here, only your conscious presence alone is here. Whatever you say, they all exist only in your consciousness. If you are not conscious, there's nothing called world. There's nothing called manifested objects. There's nothing called words. There's nothing called time. There's nothing called even space. Your consciousness remains tensed because it is yet to know itself. Here, realization is not any form level identity. It is your consciousness which needs to realize what it is, because it is unnecessarily and unknowingly accepting the form to be itself, not knowing that only out of your consciousness the forms are created just now. But for you, there's nothing here. You are the Supreme. Why do you fail to know what you are? Because you have never gone inwardly, deeply, and you are sincere. If your search is very, very sincere, automatically you will abide in stillness and get to know what you are. Because you never value yourself, neither you are interested about yourself. Your interest is about everything except yourself. Having come here and listening to these talks, I am certain your consciousness remains conscious of itself. Just a simple awakening is needed. The first point is, know that you are only consciousness at present. It is neither assumption nor a story. It is your direct knowing. It's not a knowledge. I'm not giving you any knowledge. Enough of knowledge. You know that you are. It is your direct knowing. You cannot go and ask whether you exist or not. You know that you are. Your presence is self-evident. You know that you are. What more you want? But you are never conscious. You can know that you are not through words, only by staying beyond words. Once your eyes are open, you are immediately trapped by the perceived show, and you forget that you are consciousness. That's why you are made to close your eyes and be with yourself. It is initially you are made to close your eyes and know your conscious presence within. Your consciousness is within, it is not outside. Only its reflections are outside. Only its expressions are outside. Consciousness is within very much. Only by going inwardly, your consciousness knows that it is consciousness. Yes, I am consciousness. This is also not a word. You know that you are. So once you close your eyes and know the stillness within, you value the stillness within because it contains everything. You remain so peaceful. By remaining peaceful constantly, you will know the joy also. Then you start giving importance to yourself. Then you will dwell within and abide within and settle within and relax. Relaxation is not outside, it is within. So your consciousness, which was roaming outside or taking every form level show as real and remained tensed, now it starts knowing that it is only within. Your consciousness knows, yes, I am consciousness, and everything begins only from my consciousness. And my true nature is within, because within means beyond space. Once your eyes are open, you are only observing the space and all activities and movements within space. Once your eyes are closed, you are prior to space, prior to duality. prior to movement, prior to words, prior to sound. That's why I say, without you, there's nothing here. You are already free inwardly. Why not you stabilize inwardly and relax inwardly and wake up? Wakefulness is possible only in utter relaxation. Utter relaxation means there's no movement at all. Just now, I'm taking you to the unmoving point, unmoving center in you, where there's no movement. Truth also does not move. Truth is also beyond words. Now you are also staying beyond words. So the truth about yourself begins here. By settling here and stabilizing here, very easily you will come to know what you are exactly. Very easily your consciousness can wake up and know what it is. Only upon waking up totally, your consciousness knows that all those things that have been perceived throughout the waking state is not me. It is exactly like a dream. I am neither born nor die. Where is the death for the one which is never born? You are never born, ever present. This you can know. Once you listen to me, to my teachings, sincerely, note this point. If your search is sincere and listening is sincere, your consciousness will wake up. Your consciousness cannot sleep, cannot get disturbed, cannot remain tensed once it is conscious of itself. How to remain conscious of oneself? Consciousness is beyond words, and this stillness is also beyond words. So once you settle in this stillness, you know that you are conscious of yourself, not only yourself, all that perceived around you, silently, everything is happening, everything is moving, and everything is disappearing also. It's only a silent movie is going on. Once you are conscious, you will know that only a silent movie is going on. And instead of giving reality to the silent movie, you give importance to the stillness within and not to the movement observed. Very easily your consciousness wakes up. But your consciousness is never conscious of itself. It is accepting the words are real, the forms are real, and all movements are real. So your consciousness accepting something which is not itself and accepting only the reflections as itself and not knowing everything is arising only out of itself, not knowing that the consciousness is the source of entire manifestation. Again it is trapped and remains tensed, remains frustrated, remains depressed, and remains fearful throughout the waking state because it is yet to wake up. How will your consciousness wake up? Because it never knows that it is consciousness. Once your consciousness knows that it is only consciousness, the very same moment your consciousness starts waking up. Note this point. Once your consciousness knows, yes, I am consciousness, and stay beyond words, the very moment it starts waking up and it completes its wakefulness only by staying beyond words and observing silently and in utter relaxation, that wakefulness is complete. Because you do not know to observe silently. Here everything is contrary in duality. Duality is just contrary to the non-dual. The non-dual, there are no forms. Here, duality only forms. Non-dual, there's no time. Duality, every moment is termed in as time. Non-dual is prior to space. Here, in duality, everything is happening within space. Duality is limited. Non-dual is unlimited. In duality, everything appears, disappears, appears, disappears, appears, disappears. In non-dual, there's nothing. But you can't say nothing. It is full of something. The entire potential of the wholeness is within. It is like a frozen state. There's no movement. But the potential of everything is there. You are at the peak of joy. You are in an unending peace. These are all just words to make you understand. It is beyond words, cannot be described, cannot be explained. It becomes your knowing. Once you start giving value to yourself, automatically you will relax. Your consciousness relaxes once it is conscious of itself. Your consciousness remains tense because it is not conscious of itself. How will it remain conscious of itself without knowing that it is only consciousness? The very basic fundamental thing is missing. You are consciousness at present, but you do not know that you are consciousness. You are immediately trapped by more words, by more dreams, by more movements. The observer is beyond movement. The observer does not change, does not appear and disappear. And you are that. And you always observe, but you never know that you observe because you go on describe only about the observed. Your description is only by using words. When you do not use words, you are consciousness. By using words, all these words are consciously you can use words, but your conscious is identifying things as itself and using words. So you are trapped by more and more words. Once your consciousness wants to explore the truth about itself, wants to wake up from the entire perceived show, it is right now possible for your consciousness to wake up because you are already in it. You are lying down in your bed. At any time you can wake up from the dream. Exactly here, you are already the eternal, the non-dual supreme. At any time, your consciousness can know that it is beyond duality, beyond the perceived dream. By remaining relaxed, by staying beyond words, by observing silently, your consciousness is already in the source itself. Awareness is the source of consciousness. Your consciousness is always in the source of awareness. But it never knows that it is already in awareness. Awareness is the source of consciousness. But consciousness is yet to know the source of itself. It cannot know the source of itself as long as it is focusing attention outwardly. Your consciousness is deceived by every object within space through its perception, by identifying all objects. Once your eyes are open, your consciousness is trapped by whatever that happens. At the same time, because it never knows that it is within the source itself, and whatever perceived is only a reflection of light. Your consciousness is yet to know that it is consciousness. Only by knowing that it is consciousness, which is light, then only it wakes up totally and knows that source of consciousness also. So your consciousness remains totally ignorant about itself as well as the source of itself. So continuously deception only. Only by closing eyes, staying beyond words, your consciousness is free from identifications and free from the duality show. That's why you are made to close your eyes here. Only by closing eyes, you are shutting down the drama, you are shutting down the movie, you are shutting down the dream, you are shutting down the object level drama. Now there's nothing to observe, nothing to pass comment. So you remain peaceful. Exactly you are like this in your deep sleep. But in deep sleep, you are no more conscious of yourself. Now you are very much conscious of yourself. Only by remaining conscious, your consciousness remains free from the perceived show, not only freeing itself from the show, but also waking up, not partially, totally. Your consciousness wakes up through stillness, but that wakefulness is total and complete only by transcending the duality. Just now you are prior to duality. That's why you remain so peaceful, like you are deep sleep. Even with eyes open, even if you perceive anything here within space, it is not you. You are not what you perceive. You are more than what you perceive. You are greater than whatever you perceive. You are prior to duality. Once you settle here strongly, constantly, duality cannot affect you. You remain non-serious about the duality. But at present you are very much serious about the duality. Because you are yet to know the non-dual observer in you. Only by going inwardly, because inward means beyond space. Truth is also beyond space. Inwardly, it is beyond words. Truth is also beyond words. Only by going inwardly, your consciousness knows that it is consciousness, and also it knows that it is never born and ever present, and it knows that nothing has never happened to it. Your consciousness knows the absolute truth about itself, that it is never born and never die. It is beyond birth and death. Till then, your consciousness remains tensed, depressed and frustrated and remain fearful. Why not you go inwardly, settle there in stillness and stabilize in stillness and wake up totally to know that you are beyond birth and death, you are beyond duality, you are the non-dual observer and you are ever present here. Trust me, I am expounding this knowledge only to the consciousness which is in search of itself, only to the consciousness which wants to wake up from the entire episode, which wants to know its eternity. I am the source. All these talks are coming straight from the source. What for? To wake up your consciousness, which remains ignorant about itself. I am uprooting the ignorance in you, that you are already that, and nothing affects you. Whatever perceived is not you. You are perceiving only a show which is not real. Unless your consciousness knows it is consciousness and wakes up totally from the duality show, it's not possible to remain peaceful, to remain relaxed, to remain joyful. Just abide in stillness. Only in stillness you are connected to me. Beyond words, I am just using words only to indicate that you are already that. Words are needed only to indicate. It should become your direct knowing. Once you are settling beyond words, you are already one with me. By being with me silently beyond words, your consciousness wakes up and knows that nothing never born and whatever born or appears is not real. And your consciousness declares that I am that. I help you for the same, and all these talks are only to wake up your consciousness and to make you aware that you are already that.